Today, I want to talk about mistakes. I know mistakes are not so pleasant to look at. Some of us, we do whatever we can to avoid them. But I think it's worthwhile for us to look at it for a few minutes and see if there are ways that would make it easier for you to make mistakes, but also if you're a manager or a leader, and even as a parent, that you can encourage the people that you're working with or your kids that it is okay to make a mistake. Now, before I go any further, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the button and like this video. So mistakes are something that in the Western world, we are taught that yes, it's okay to make mistakes, but it's definitely also not okay to make mistakes. If you're dealing with imposter syndrome, this is often something that you're struggling with, and for sure, people are doing whatever they can to avoid mistakes. Now, let's look at it from a manager's perspective. I talk a lot with my executive coaching clients about delegation, and a lot of my executive clients are frustrated because their direct reports or maybe their colleagues aren't really doing what they're supposed to do, and they find themselves really in a jam when they need to delegate. I think one of the challenges here is that people are afraid to make mistakes, and as a manager, or even as a parent, one of our jobs is to encourage people and to make them feel safe, so that when they make a mistake or when they come to us and they say, you know, I'm stuck, or I don't know how to handle this, or I think I screwed up, that they can feel comfortable. When somebody feels comfortable, they will come to us faster and with more information. And so, as we can, I think, all agree on, if we have all the information, it will be easier for us to move forward. Now, there really is a difference between mistakes and failure. And because of the emotionality of mistakes, and people are getting triggered and feeling bad, it's more likely that people will make the same mistake over and over and over again. So a mistake that happens in secret or in silence will make more often because there's no really an opportunity for change. So another argument or another point to say, you know, let's embrace a culture of making mistakes, because this is a good way for us to learn. We know this intellectually. And so what we really need to do is we need to find a way to get ourselves there emotionally. Now, why is it so hard for us to deal with mistakes? And the answer is simple. It's because of the judgment that goes along with it. It's the judgment from others. Oh my God, I'm not smart enough. I'm dumb. I'm looking bad. I'm stupid. And it's the judgments that we have within ourselves where we feel stupid and less than. And it really comes from a long line and long history of judgment that society throws on us. So, you know, when I grew up, and I grew up in Germany, I made lots of mistakes and I wasn't very good at school. As a result, my teachers really told me over and over and over again that I wasn't really smart. It really was never mentioned that I suffered from a learning disability and that I was super dyslexic. Really what ended up over here with me is that I wasn't smart, that I was stupid, and that I was lazy and I didn't try hard enough in order to avoid making mistakes. I remember getting my dissertation, my first draft of my dissertation back, and it was red. It was marked up everywhere. And in an instant, my childhood trauma came back to me. All those papers that I got back that were always marked up with red ink, all the mistakes that I made. You can tell from my own story that I wasn't encouraged to make mistakes. It was clear to me that if I made a mistake, that was a bad thing. Now, today I have a 6-year-old child, and I encourage him to make mistakes, and he already has a hard time with making mistakes. Maybe it's because of who he is or what he has to learn in his lifetime here. But I'm encouraging and I'm telling him that when he makes a mistake, it's actually a win because he's learning what's working and what's not working. So my job as a parent is to make him feel safe. I want to challenge you as a manager, as a parent, as a friend, to encourage people to make mistakes, because when we stretch ourselves and we go outside our comfort zone, we can really learn, and people can be creative and risk new things because they are okay with making a mistake. As always, if you have any questions or you want some support around this or explore this any further, contact me and I'm here for you. And have a great day, and perhaps intentionally make a mistake every day until we see each other again. Take care.